Patriarchal oligarchy overcomes popular egalitarian democracy. Welcome to Law and Society. Please subscribe. Let's talk about it. So, that was a really big title there that I kind of messed up in the very beginning. Patriarchal oligarchy overcomes popular egalitarian democracy. The real reason that I actually used that title was because I wanted the acronym to be what should be paid attention to. America pooped. You know, I come to you today and I want to briefly talk to you about the patriarchy and oligarchy and how that defeated our democracy and any progress that we could have made towards a more equal world that is far more populist and part of the populist agenda than what patriarchal oligarchy Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to implement. You know, they're just together all the time. And I'll talk about that in another episode about his Donald Trump's various picks for his various governmental and non-governmental entities. But for today, I want to talk about the centuries-old identity crisis that white American men have had and that it roared back in this election. And while Donald Trump courted the white supremacist vote, he went beyond that. He signaled to men in general, telling men to marry and have more children, denigrating and dehumanizing LGBTQ plus people, because to straight manliness, any sexual identity other than straight is a threat. Scaring men with lies about public schools doing gender reassignment surgeries on their boys, not on their girls, though. All these go towards reviving a sense of vulnerability American men have about manliness. And I've talked about manliness at length before. I'm not going to talk about that today. Perhaps another day I will talk to you about how manliness is so very much linked to not only American history, but American politics. Donald's appeal to American manliness was so successful that it transcended the centuries old race politics that manliness played an integral part in. Donald appealed to men of all races, and his surrogates, J.D. Vance and Elon Musk primarily, played to those same perceptions and vulnerabilities of manliness. J.D. even vilified women who don't have children. J.D. dismissed as second-class citizens anybody who didn't have children and didn't fall within the straight norm. Elon filled the spot of the oligarch, ultra-rich alpha male and purveyor of disinformation. With their concerted efforts, they convinced a vast majority of American men that they were about to lose their manhood. And, Tucker Carlson and many other figures had a big role to play in it, but I'm talking about the primary people. As the poll numbers show, men of all races showed up, and significant swaths of non-white men also voted for Donald Trump. Of course, white men are and will be Donald's core base. But Donald's doom and gloom campaign scared enough men of all races into voting for him. Also, they don't lose their manhoods. Sadly, because of men's insecurities, American democracy will pay the price. And I want to keep this short at just this, because the point is that patriarchy still has a grip on our society, not in numbers, but it can get those numbers to the polls if the fears that are subconscious in the whole concept of American manliness were to be somehow bled into the body politic. And that's exactly what Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, J.D. Vance, Charlie Kirk, Nick Fuentes, whatever names, Alex Jones, Dan Bongino, Jack Posobiec, all these people have been talking about, including Donald's new designate for the Department of Defense, Mr. Hegseth. Nobody knew who he was because he was the Fox weekend host for Fox and Friends Morning. But now he is the designate for Donald Trump's Department of Defense secretary. That's where we are right now. And patriarchy and oligarchy and the propaganda and the way that it was spread is what caused it. Not the only reason, because there was just not one single reason why Kamala Harris didn't win this election. There are many reasons, and I intend on going through it chunk by chunk as I have been. So thank you for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Please remember to like and subscribe.